G'day there guys, welcome to the Ignite Subconscious Terrain. We first want to explore what this might look like at the basic level. So the very first area that people really focus on to get life change is called the exterior. And the first thing that they really try and change are the unintended consequences of life. So if we imagine someone that's gone into the court system and the judges cast their verdict, they're already fighting against the unintended consequences of the actions they've committed. They're trying to sway the opinion of the judge. They're trying to fight against the jailer. They're not happy. They're at the effects of the unintended consequences of their decisions. A little higher up the rank here, they go to trying to control the results. So they might obtain a lawyer that is incredibly convincing, and that may even be corrupt, but they know they can get the result. So they pay them even extra money, and so they're dealing with the level of result. And then as people get a bit more wizened up, they realize that they can actually change their behavior that leads to the result. So maybe they wouldn't have had to rob a bank. Maybe they could have done a whole lot of different focus on their behavior, which would lead to the result. So that's the first thing that people look at, is basically the exterior. And once they get above that, they then go into something called the conscious mind. And the conscious mind consists of both your emotions and your self-talk, what you're saying to yourself on a regular basis. Now, when people wisen up even further, they realize, well, they can control their emotional state. They can do that through their physiology. They can change the way they're breathing. They can change the way they're standing. They can change how they're feeling by moving their physiology. And that creates a change in their emotional state. But it is directly linked with what they're saying to themselves as well. So when people wisen up even further, they realize they just don't have to get a shift in their emotional state. They can go to a stronger source, which is the mind, the self-talk. And when they can interrupt the self-talk, they're actually controlling the systemic aspect which controls their physiology. So it's all very well to change your state physiologically and change your emotions that way. But what put you in that mindset in the first place, what put you in that emotional state in the first place, was more than likely what you were saying to yourself. Oh, life's boring, there's no opportunity for me here, I need to move cities, or whatever that may be. And what's happening is you're creating a system where you've got to constantly learn how to breathe, constantly go to yoga, constantly go to these other iterations to actually overcome your emotional state. Now, when people wisen up a bit further, they realize that the mind, what's going on inside the mind, the self-talk's created from something that we actually call, and here we'll just go back through this, it's actually called, once you go into the emotions, the mindset, and then we go into something called the subconscious. Now within that, what's directly related to our thinking are our highest values that we really want in our life, the things that are most important, and also the things we most want to avoid. So examples could be success, pleasure, love. These could be desirable states on someone's value list. Alternatively, the things that they're moving away from could be things like feeling trapped, humiliated, disgusted, those kinds of things. So these things subconsciously move someone into their self-talk. Now, interrelated with someone's values are actually what we call their, going through this again so you can see, so we go from the unintended consequences, the results, the exterior, to the conscious mind, the emotions, the self-talk. Now, what is directly related with the core values are actually someone's beliefs. And what that's all about is what someone believes subconsciously will determine what they automatically think about. So if you believe that you're not worth attention from many loved ones or any loved ones, that's already going to determine what you're thinking about. You're already going to be sabotaging love in your life. If you subconsciously believe that you were born this way, therefore you'll never grow any more intelligent, you'll never grow any, you can never change your body, you can't change your decisions, well, that will limit then your thinking and what you have accessible to you. So your beliefs make a huge aspect of your subconscious. Now specifically on top of that we have identity. And this is specifically how you see yourself, and this is what I would call your golden goose in your subconscious. If you can learn to access this and control this, you can change many things simultaneously. Now, once we go a bit deeper, we go into even more profound change, and we go into something called the unconscious mind. And this thing here, I don't have time to go into all the layers of this, but these are called your references. And this is everything that's gone through any of your sensory gates. Whatever you've seen, heard, tasted, touched, and smelt goes through your filters and lives within your subconscious being and your unconscious being. So that's every experience you've had, any reference you've had is stored within your body. Now, once we get through that, there's another deeper layer, which is your primordial energy. Not everyone's born the same. We're not all born robots. We're not all born liking this color, disliking this. We're not all born liking this food and hating that. We actually are all unique, and we all have a different set of preferences. We have a genetic predisposition to like or dislike certain things, to be of a certain ilk, so to speak. And so that's called our primordial energy. Now, one step below this is what we call our human needs. And we've got 6 innate human needs that are fundamental, and we've got 6 anti-needs, which we actually do everything we can in our power to avoid, and these are fundamental. So without going through them entirely, you have things like the need for certainty, the need to, and that encompasses things like agency, the ability to make your own decisions, things like peace of mind, things like security. That all comes from the base need of certainty. The opposite of that is fear, and so people do a lot of things to avoid fear. And then you've got another equal and opposite, which is love and belonging versus rejection. That's just an example of a couple of them. Now, once we go below that, we go into what we call the superconscious mind, and this dove represents spirit, and the idea behind that is that spirit can be trapped with faulty beliefs inside your unconscious mind, but it also has the ability for you to be separate from as well, and for you to separate your spirit from your body, and you can observe all things. So the spirit observes all things. It is powerful beyond measure, but we don't always know how to tap into it. But whenever we do something incredible, when we live from the inside out, we're tapping into our spiritual source, our superconsciousness. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was just a wee synopsis of the different layers according to the Ignite framework of how the exterior, conscious, subconscious, unconscious, and superconscious mind works. All right, guys, great to see you. If you're interested in coaching or getting a course, hit me a message down below and we can get started with a free consultation. All right, guys, see you later. Ciao.